Almighty morning, everyone. I know I didn't have the usual 2 minute intro. Things have changed, so we'll work on getting that back up and running. And I want to introduce Kristen. If I say it wrong, let me know. Bourdeau.
Correct.
Okay, just like the wine.
Yes.
It's not too bad. It's not one of my favorites, but I like it. And I met her at Scott's house after I didn't attend it, but after Kirby's acupuncture session. And that was last Friday. And so standing there talking to her and finding out where she met Scott, which was Everything Just Rocks, Monday's class with Tina Escoto, where all of us have met or have the connection through Tina. And just listening to her, I said, hey, how about an interview? And so here we are today. And please let us know about you, Kristen. Please introduce yourself.
Oh, wow. I'm like, where do I start? So I am a energy practitioner. I am a Reiki healer, and I am getting my herbal certification right now, but I've been practicing herbalism for a few years. I'm building a healing practice out of my home, opening my space to others to help them heal, because I needed to heal. So I went through a lot of trauma in my early life, and I became very ill. And I went through all the Western medicine stuff, and nothing was working. Eventually, I found myself in a prayer room, and I was introduced to cord cutting, and that was my first kind of introduction into energy work. And that cord cutting session almost healed me overnight from the illness that I was dealing with. I eventually found myself again in another traumatic situation, left that, and then became sick again. And I again went through the whole Western medicine, trying to figure it out, no answers. And I found Reiki, and I began receiving monthly until I noticed that all of my symptoms were gone and I was healed. And I said, this is the key, and this is how I'm supposed to help heal others. I guess to go backwards a little bit, I have a nursing degree that I'm not using because I felt like I wasn't helping in the way that I wanted to. So it's all been a progress to get to where I'm at of healing myself so that I can help heal others.
And I usually show the chat, and it usually goes next to us. However, it's going on top of us. So I might be removing that. I think I will. But I'm trying to figure out how to get this. I don't want an overlay. No. Let's see. Off. Where's the overlay? Ah, there. It worked finally.
Perfect.
Whew. I'm going, okay, this is strange. But we're just ending Mercury retrograde, so hopefully the technical stuff will clean up a little bit. So through all of that, you are now getting certified as an herbalist, right?
Correct.
Okay. So what's next after herbalist?
Well, I do so many things that I'm just trying to put it all together to create that space for others to come and heal.
Okay. And you started a brand new website at Valley Wellness?
Valley Well House.
Well House, yes, Well House. And that is in the description, so you can get her there. But you also have another website. Could you explain that one?
Yes. I also create Organite. Organite, if you don't know what it is, I like to call energy purifiers. Essentially, when you put pressure on crystal quartz, it has something called a piezoelectric effect. And a lot of things in life have this, but clear crystal quartz we use for a lot of different things. LCD screens and watches and microchips especially is a great example. So when you put mechanical pressure on the quartz, it creates an electrical field. So you add metal to that and it expands that electrical field. So by placing the quartz and metal within resin, that resin puts pressure on it, creates that electrical field. And what it does is it pulls in negative energy, which is positive ions, or any of those non-native electromagnetic fields that are coming from all of our devices, the cell phone towers, everything that's radiating, right? It pulls that in and it breaks it up. And then what happens when it leaves the device is it's restructured. So it then is neutral energy, it's positive energy that can be accessible and used for healing and what nature intends there, instead of this grid system that we have around us with all these non-native EMFs that are harming our bodies. So I create these orgonite pieces. My website is defendergems.com, and you can check them out there. I have a lot of different pieces. There's pyramids, which are the most powerful shape, as we've learned a lot from the Great Pyramids in Egypt and all of that stuff coming out recently. It's about the geometry of it and attracting to the point and dispersing through the bottom. But I have smaller pieces as well. There are things that are a little hockey puck size, and traditionally in the realm of orgonite, they are called tower busters. And so people like to gift them around the cell phone towers to help mitigate the effects of the 5G and now coming on to 6G radiation and all of the damages with that.
So we are going to 6G, and that's already in the works right now.
It is, yeah.
It felt like last year that we were just going to 5G.
Right.
So they're going to continue elevating or going higher on the G's.
Yeah, and it multiplies it significantly every time. So it's something that with the orgonite, I do love the idea of gifting the towers, but I think what's most important is first protecting ourselves. So creating a grid system around your home, especially putting them next to your Wi-Fi routers, next to your bed when you're sleeping. I like to use little pieces like this that are small kind of plates is what I call them. And so then I put my cell phone on top of that while it's charging, or my water on it, and it will help restructure the water as well. And then I have larger plates as well that can be used in the kitchen, and putting maybe your fruits that go bad faster on that are going to actually help them stay better longer. We have a pyramid that I created in the chiropractic clinic that I work at. There's another thing. And somebody gifted us some flowers last week, and she came back in this week, and she was just in shock. She's, wow, 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 they're still perfect. They're still beautiful. And right underneath the flowers is my orgonite pyramid. So I was like, I bet that's why they're still alive and perfect. But
So I was going to say, so bananas would be much better with one of those underneath.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be buying one.
I was going to say on that topic, my sister and I used to have a bakery together, and we made our great grandmother's banana bread recipe. So the brown bananas are the best for the banana bread.
Yeah.
And with that, it's again saying that all of these different things that I do and I've done in my life that I'm trying to build into this offering that I have to give for others. And so in my practice of healing, yes, I will offer, the basic sessions, but I also offer a more in-depth session. Come sit down with me. Let me make you tea. I'll have bread ready already, and we'll share that. And let's chat about what's going on in your life. And then we'll have our session, and I'll make you an essential oil roller. I'll make you a custom herb blend to take home, and, send you home with a grounding plan and how to move forward from that to integrate. And then follow up with you days or weeks later days and weeks later, and to continue to integrate what we did in our session. So kind of putting everything together for a bigger, deeper kind of work.
And that, I mean, adding it all together and to be able to bake, utilize your herb knowledge and all that, and create wellness and wellness package for the person, an individualized wellness need that they have that you will be healing. And it's
Yes.
just, yeah. Now, are you working out of your home or, okay.
Yep, I am. As soon as you come into my home, you'll see my space that I have available for our session. We have a couch, massage table, my herb apothecary that you'll see, and it's my home, and I'm welcoming others into it because I've created it as a safe space for myself to heal, and so I now want to open that to others to come and heal in that space too. And people do feel it immediately as they walk in, and I do credit a lot of that to the Organite. It does make the environment just more settled and less chaotic, makes you feel less anxious and everything when we don't have all of these non-native EMFs in and around us. But yeah, that a safe place that I've created, I want to welcome others into.
And do you, I know you've got a lot of things going, and I understand that. And I know that I've got a lot of things going too, not as creative or healing as you do, but do you take time for yourself by gardening or anything like that?
Yes, absolutely. I just this morning already was out in the garden and watering my plants and taking care of them. I have um, a lot of herbs that I like to work with growing. So I have lavender, I have Jerusalem sage, and just regular garden sage, and lemon balm, and peppermint, and yarrow, and rosemary. And I love being out there in the garden, and it's so grounding having your hands in the dirt and just connecting with the plants and connecting with Mother Earth. And I also still receive Reiki monthly. Obviously, I practice on myself as well, but I think it's really important to be able to drop out yourself and just receive and not have to be the channel in that situation for yourself all the time either. And that I have noticed makes a huge difference. I have been receiving for almost 2 years now monthly. And in November of this last year, I got so busy and I didn't get my monthly session scheduled. And then early in December, I was trying to get it scheduled, got busy again, and then I ended up getting sick. And I have severe asthma, so I ended up in the hospital.
Hmm.
And I was like, oh my gosh, I bet it's because I have not been receiving Reiki the past 2 months, because I had not been sick since all my symptoms went away when I started receiving. So I took that as my sign to continue and to not let that practice fall off, because yeah, it's so important to be pouring into ourselves as we're giving to others, because we can't pour from an empty cup. And I think that's what the majority of my life has taught me so far.
Right. And at least twice in your life, your cup has been emptied and
Absolutely.
you've been through quite a bit. I don't know all the details. I did see it in her bio, and her bio is on in the description, so please read it. If you have any questions of her directly right now, please put them in. Yes, she will be doing some kind of readings later. I'm not sure. So, whatever she's feeling up to and wants to do, she's going to be able to do that in the second half. And I want to I want to remind you that Restream has changed its format again, taking out my 2 minute break. So we'll only take a 1 minute break later on in between the hour. and going from that. So if you have any questions right now about what she's done, because not only is she a healer and a creative organite and all of that, she also, and working at a chiropractic clinic, she's also done other things online, and she's helped people out boosting their numbers on YouTube. Is that correct? Or
Yeah. So to go backwards a little bit, with the things that I've been through, and you'll see in my bio, my first depletion kind of thing. I got married very young, 3 days after I turned 18, to my high school sweetheart, and lots of interesting things there. Essentially, his family was involved with El Chapo, and I had no idea. And then my husband became schizophrenic. So it comes on very often in your early 20s, and that's what happened. He became very physically abusive. There was just a lot in that situation. And as I escaped, I found out I was pregnant. I ended up miscarrying at 5 months. And so that was a lot on my very young body. I didn't know how to process and release that. And so I held on to it, and that's why I became ill. And so that first cord cutting experience that I had was from that abusive husband, ex-husband, and separating myself energetically almost immediately cured so many of my symptoms. I obviously didn't learn the red flags of what to look for getting into things, because I ended up in a job. I was working for Sammy the Bull, Sammy Gravano. He was the underboss of the Gambino crime family in the 80s. And as you can imagine, the mafia mindset is not a very healthy one. And so working for him was him wanting me to be essentially part of the mafia, I guess. He expected loyalty to death, essentially, I would say. Everything was, I mean, if you were going to go, mentioned you were doing something for someone else outside of it, he did not like that. He's very protective and possessive, and we had a very intense relationship that was not healthy and very draining for me. And through all of that, I did get a lot of great experience, though. So like you said, I was creating his YouTube channel. So I started it from the beginning up until about 350,000 subscribers. I was filming and editing 3 videos a week for him, and posting those, and that's how we got there. But it doesn't take a lot of marketing for someone like that. His name is already out there, and people want to hear his stories. So we just had to share them. But kind of interesting and fun if you go back and look at his videos on his channel. He has one talking about me. He called me Peanuts, was my gangster name that he gave me, and about me saving his life because he had a crazy nosebleed that he was bleeding for hours, and
wow.
Lots of fun things happened there. So when I got out of that situation, it also felt like an escape, and my body again responded and was like, hey, you need to let all of this go. You need to process it. It all came out physically. And so I had a lot of the same symptoms, a lot of new symptoms. And I, again, went through the process of the Western medicine, which led me to eventually then the chiropractic office that I now work in. And then they had led me to Reiki, and it's just all been, yeah, a beautiful process from here. And I am thriving now instead of surviving.
Yes. And I love that you use the word thriving. Yeah, because not living anymore, we're thriving.
Exactly.
I think that's the difference between staying under domestication and conditioning programming, as opposed to opening your mind and heart and accepting the oneness and the actual love.
Hmm. Absolutely.
And Harley has a question, and Harley was there last night. Kristen, do you find that Reiki is helpful for asthma or other types of respiratory issues?
Yes. In an acute situation with asthma, um, the best thing that it's going to do is calm down your nervous system so that you're not in that heightened restrictive state. Um, Obviously, you may still need your inhaler, your nebulizer, but that's the number one thing that Reiki does that helps. It takes your nervous system into that state of rest and digest so that it's properly functioning, so that you can respond to the world rather than react to it, and out of that state of survival or fight and flight or even freeze. I had been in a state of freeze where it's like your body can't even fight anymore because you're almost in shock in a way, and or disabled because of the situation that you're in, that you don't even have the energy to fight back anymore. So that's beyond the fight or flight and then the freeze situation. So to come back to your rest and digest from the freeze, you have to go through the fight or flight, right? And it takes time. And so that's why Reiki, when you're receiving it from others, it's not going to be one session that heals you. It's something that over time your nervous system is learning to receive and to respond and to settle down and not hold on to all of the emotions, which is energy in motion stuck in our auric field, and to let that go and to settle. So it does help, not necessarily on an acute quick fix, but it does help over time and long term for sure. And I have seen, yes, an improvement with my own asthma. I don't have to use like the daily steroid inhaler to prevent. And I rarely have to use my like rescue inhaler anymore. Maybe situations where I'm around horses or something that I'm very allergic to.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
unfortunately.
So
But
I was going to say, you need to stay away from Tina Scotto's home.
well, I have been there twice, and the
Oh,
first
dear.
the first night, which is interesting, I went for a healing, and instead of joining the class, I was being worked on. And I did, when I was laying down, have a little bit of asthma, and I was thinking about that. Okay, it's the dirt and the horses around here and stuff, but by the end of the evening, after the healing and everything, I was breathing clear and no issues.
Good.
So maybe the healing helped with that.
And you do a practice that normally you have one Reiki session on yourself by others a month, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And that seems to keep you more stabilized.
Yeah. So my teacher, my master, Reiki master is what they call them, who I learned from, um, is who I receive from still monthly. I practice on myself daily, but I do, like I said, believe that um, being able to fully drop in and receive and not necessarily be a part of the work, you know, is a big key, a big part of it. And that's a lot of what Reiki taught me. I thought that to heal, I had to do more, right? And so I was constantly trying all of these different things, every modality or detox or whatever that you could name, right? Supplements, everything, and nothing was helping because I was doing too much still. I needed to stop and let go and just learn how to rest and receive. And so with Reiki, I was able to do that. I was able to come in and just let go, and I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to think about anything. I didn't have to say affirmations, or those help a lot. But when you're there and you're just receiving, you just drop out. And I think that for, I was going to say women, but all of us in this day and age, we're doing so much and we're caring for people and we're constantly pouring out. And yes, even being in my garden is pouring back into me, but still that's doing, right? I'm using my energy instead of receiving energy. I mean, it kind of goes both ways, but I think, yeah, it's super important to totally turn off and totally receive. And it's made a huge difference in my life.
And I think everyone struggles with that because they're always doing for others, always helping others.
Mm-hmm.
But for you to make a schedule and knowing that it works for you, and it's been proven to you more than once, I'm sure,
Yeah.
that once you skip it, you aren't taking care of yourself.
Right.
And self-care is the ultimate. You are the most important person in your life.
Absolutely.
And I want to say, welcome in. A5 says, are you going to be on this evening with Don after he gets done with his book signing? And that's our A5 says. She didn't make it last night to class. Kristen was in class last night. So we got to see her there. And Harley made a mention because of what Don said last night that everyone has a story and you definitely have enough material for a story.
It is something that I'm constantly told when I share little pieces. It's like, you should write a book. And I'm like, I just don't know yet how it all fits together, but it's coming together. And the story, there needs to be some way that all the chaos that I've been through and experienced and stuff ties together, and it's coming together. So there will be a book one day.
And I'll have to refer back to Tom. Not sure if I will make it. I am traveling to Tennessee tomorrow. Oh, that's right. She's going to Tennessee and she will be going to see our friend Bonnie. Hopefully, she'll see Jess as well. Jess and Bonnie are in Tennessee in the same city, but I don't think they've seen each other very much because of their busy lifestyles. And Bonnie lived out here for a while but moved to Tennessee. So A5 will be seeing her there. And what back to you and the healing and all. We cannot stress enough. And every day I have to tell myself, take time for you.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's 5 minutes, take time for you. Because as you said, when the cup gets empty, you can't help anyone.
Absolutely.
You really can't. So please, everyone, you are the most important person.
Yes.
So.
And that's where I found myself after both of those situations, is so sick and depleted that I wasn't able to do the things that I wanted to do, which is helping people and being with my family and my nephews and running around with them. And I didn't have the energy for that. And for community, it isolates you and keeps you alone. And just to have the complete opposite of that is so beautiful and incredible that it's such a simple difference by being pouring into yourself can make.
And I was trying to mention that Don is also a publisher. I know he's got so many things that he does, but when you are thinking about writing a book, please sit down with him and talk to him. So he might be able to help you
Cool.
get started and get a direction. So, and I know you've done so many things. You're a very professional person, along with being very spiritual. I don't know if you care for that word, spiritual.
I do. Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I also like. I'm a metaphysician
Okay,
because
I love
I'm
that.
constantly learning, but
Yeah.
I'm not in a pigeonhole. So that's why I like that one better. That's just
Love it.
And as I tell everybody, my religion is love. So that helps a lot. Oh, hi, Ed. We've got Ed Justice, he's here in the Mesa area. Michelle Frost is also in Tennessee. I think she is still. She's going to be moving to Georgia. And Alva's daughter, Ulla, and she's from Sweden. And she's in as well. She's on my personal page. And so I wanted to give a shout out. If you guys would like a reading later, please let me know on my page and I will add it to here. Again, if anybody who wants a reading, please post it now so that when the readings begin, you can get read. And let's see, we have Brenda Watt. She was last night. She was on last night. I don't know if you got to meet Brenda.
Yep, we were in both groups together.
Oh, good. Yep.
Hey, Brenda.
Yeah, and she's in the Houston area. Kay Neeson sometimes comes to class, and she's in Florida. And Sandra, I think you're in Canada. I try and get everybody situated, but not always. And Harley is in Massachusetts, so I'm sure we'll have Victor come in from Sweden as well. He should be in shortly. He gets excited to meet new people, so we all do. And you've got so many things going on. So you had mentioned to Scott that you would help him work on his YouTube presence and all that stuff. And I know I would love help with that because it's not just Scott's that I'm working on, but other things too, like this one. To me, this connecting anyone I've met with the community at large is very important to me.
Yeah.
So how did you find Everything Just Rocks and Tina Scotto?
In my level 2 Reiki training, I met Lynn, and Lynn has a women's circle that she started, an ISIS women's circle. And so I attended that class, and there were 2 ladies there that were like, hey, I saw you at Tina's. And so they talked about what Tina's was. And then I went and checked it out. And, everything just kind of went from there. So I've been to several of the Monday night classes, and I've been to her house on the Thursday nights twice now. And I'm excited to keep going and practicing. And I love meeting everybody and just the community that all of this work creates, and how it can be from here to the other side of the world, because energy doesn't matter about distance, and it's such a beautiful thing.
And internet has helped us a lot on that. So I want to do that. And speaking of Scott and his presence online, Harley says, make sure he's cute because he wants to be cute. He even said that this morning. I've got to get cuter or something. And then he said he wanted to be 35 again. I said, well, start working on it. You've got time.
Right?
I'm so much healthier than I have been in years. And from what you said, what you're doing is helping you maintain your health.
Yes.
As long as you do what you know is best for you, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And the energy practices are huge, making sure that we're clearing ourselves from just the things that we're picking up. So taking showers and just having that intention of washing away what's not mine is such a simple practice, but it's so helpful. Just an example, my cousin, somebody a year ago, had reached out to me one day and said that she's like, I don't know what's going on today. Things are so weird. My dog won't come up to me. She is hiding in the back room, and she never does that. My kid is acting out. Like, things are just chaotic. What's going on? And I was like, did you have any weird interactions with anybody in the last couple of days? And she was like, yeah, I bumped into some lady at the grocery store and she said yada, yada, yada. And it just left me feeling weird. And then I told her to go take a shower and just wash that energy off of her. And she came back after and she was like, it worked. Everything's better. The dog's better. My kid's better. Everything feels great. And so it's just so simple, right? It's just about our intention. But obviously, water is one of the strongest mediums as well. We're 70% water, so that's a really good one for cleaning. And then salt is great for removing those negative, negative energy, but it's opposite, positive ions. Removing the positive ions because it's grounding. So even just any kind of salt doesn't matter, but rubbing that on your body in the shower and having that intention of releasing anything that doesn't belong to you. Just some good, easy, simple practices for grounding and clearing.
And you work with clear crystals a lot, but you probably work with selenite as well, because this is salt, everyone. This is salt. So please do not put water on your selenite, especially if you paid good money for it.
Yes.
It might not dissolve right away, but it does not like water. Just want to let you know.
Correct.
And Scott has one of these in his office, and anytime I feel I need it, I pick it up and utilize it. He does too. I mean, it's here for both of us to use because, like you said, the energy bumping into somebody, even if no words are utilized or exchanged, you can still get energy off these people. Now, do you consider yourself an empath?
Yes, very much so. We did a practice. I didn't go Monday night this week to Tina's, but last week, where she had the empaths sit in the middle and blindfolded us, and then everyone else they left the room, came back in, and then they projected an emotion at us. And so then we took our blindfolds off and said what we felt. And while I didn't have the specific word, oppression was the first one, I said I felt kind of a anticipation, anxious nervousness in my throat, and then a huge amount of anxiety and then overwhelm, which if I were being oppressed, I think that's what I would be feeling. And so I think that I got that pretty well, but she mentioned that, those that have gone through a lot of trauma, especially in childhood, tend to be more empathetic because you had to be that way to survive. And with everything that I've gone through, and there's more than I've shared, but I had to be very in tune with everyone else's feelings. And I used to think that was more of a curse, right? Because I felt everyone else's energy and I couldn't feel my own. I didn't know what was going on internally. I didn't know what I liked and loved to do, what I enjoyed. I didn't know what made me feel any way, because I just felt everyone else's emotions and energy all the time and had turned my own off to protect myself. So now, as I've come into all of the knowledge of all the spiritual work and everything, I grew up in the Christian church, and not super religious. It was non-denominational, but I see how limited and constricting the viewpoint is. And it's like beyond that, it's just expansion, right? There's so much more to God and to spirituality and our power, because God lives inside of us. And I think that was one of the biggest things that first took me out of the church is I was going to like a monthly kind of prayer night thing. And they would constantly be like, okay, we're going to ask God to come meet us here. And I was like, God's already inside of me. I came here to like be in communion with others and with God. I don't need to call him in. He's not somewhere else. He's right here. And so that was kind of my first step out of it. And then seeing, yes, that we are so powerful. We have the power to heal. And so learning the spiritual practices helped me to be able to come back into my own body and start to understand myself, feel my own emotions, and create boundaries and not be, I guess I saw it as I was a vessel that was cracked, right? So I would be leaking out all of my energy onto people around me. Sometimes I would be pouring out onto people around me and not even caring whether they were willing to hold that space, that energy, or if they were worthy of it, right? Deserving of it. Because some people, that might just completely overwhelm them, or they may just be like taking all of your energy and not giving back. And so I had no boundaries there. So I had to learn how to, I like love the idea of kintsugi from Japan. And so it's when pottery is broken, they will mend it with gold lacquer. So they put the pottery back together, right? And it's more beautiful then because it has these gold lacquer kind of veins going through the piece. And so it's that you're becoming whole again, so that then you can be filled and you can give from your overflow rather than from your cracks or pouring out onto people, and having those boundaries around you and knowing that you don't have to be giving constantly. It's important to know who you're giving to and why you're giving and all of that. So the empathy has been a journey, but it is a gift. And that's my biggest clair is clairsentience. So when I'm working on people, I will feel it in my own body. When I'm over the throat chakra, I might feel a tightness, or like something's coming up that needs to be spoken, or over the heart, it might feel grief or heaviness, or just a big expansion and joy and love. And I feel those things in my own body. So that's the way that I am best able to help others, is through that gift that I once thought was a curse.
And a lot of empaths do feel that it's a curse, but for you to realize that it's actually a, and they're giving me the word saving grace, because it definitely does save us. And it gives us a perspective of what other people are going through.
Mm-hmm.
Yet, once you were able to feel the difference, this is me. And I ask these days, is this me or is this somebody else?
Yep.
But I want to go back to Harley's questions too. Kristen, do you give your experiences a twist? To give your experiences a twist, would you say that you gained strength and a different outlook for what comes to you now?
Absolutely. Yeah. Everything that I have been through, I believe is a gift because it's gotten me to this point. If I never got sick, I wouldn't have learned these tools to be able to heal myself first, but eventually heal others, right? And that's what I've always known that I was meant to do, is to help and to heal. From a young child, I wanted to be a surgeon and then a nurse, and obviously I went to nursing school, and I just saw there that I was putting band-aids on things, following the doctor's orders, and creating more issues instead of getting to the root cause of things. And so even with that, going through that experience was a gift, even if I'm not using the degree that I have, you know? Everything that is a challenge is an opportunity for upgrades.
Well, your nursing degree did help you.
Mm-hmm.
It's helped you a lot in knowing the body as well as you do
Right.
compared to somebody else. I do not have one. So I'm limited to what I have experienced on my own and what others have experienced in being able to help people with that. So, like I said, I feel that that degree has helped you so much. Bonnie has one too. A lot of, I think Brenda as well. But and I'm just in awe of you, all of you who can do that on top of everything else, and to transition from the programming, the conditioning, and the domestication into a spiritual way of life. To me, is very important. Now you're asking me, Harley, if salt lamps equivalent to having selenite. I can't tell you that because I don't do salt lamps. I never wanted one. And I have never been attracted to them in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, some of them are cool looking, and we had a shop here, Himalayan salt lamps. Never went in, never attracted. So, do you know anything about salt lamps as opposed to selenite?
I don't think that they are as powerful. I know that there are places that there are like entire salt rooms where you can go sit in it, and I think that is helpful for respiratory issues. And Harley, I think they actually have one out in Massachusetts. I maybe they did 10 years ago when I was out there. I lived out there, but um, I think, like you said, the selenite is a more powerful form of it, whether it's clear or if it's just I think it's just the frequency, you know. And I also do put selenite in the organite, which helps to clear the negative energy as well. It all goes together, and keep it from holding on to the negative energy as well. Um, but yeah, I have a salt lamp. I wouldn't say that I've noticed any super benefits just from that.
Oh, I appreciate that. And she appreciates, or she loves the concept of kintsugi. Um, yes, at a young age, you have found the knowledge of the power within.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Yeah, that's a great way of putting it, Harley. And I keep going back to the oneness because we're not. It's not just ourselves that we're connected to. It's everybody else as well. But
Absolutely.
you have to do the self care before you can connect.
Yes.
So, and you're connecting these days. You're connecting so well.
Yes. I have just been, yeah, flooded with opportunities for connection recently. And I love that. And that's part of what I want to build with my healing practice as well. I know that everyone's doing all these different things. We're busy and we have all these classes, but I'd love to kind of mirror the idea of like a home church kind of thing, and just have a place that, you know, more mystic, spiritual kind of people can go on a Sunday, maybe 9 to 11 a.m., come hang out at my house and we'll do a meditation together. We'll pray together. We will do hands-on healing if anyone needs it. And we'll just commune together, you know, break bread, drink tea, cacao, whatever it is. And just that community, but in a consistent kind of thing, which I know that's what you're doing here with this as well. And I love that. So I'm going to be offering that from my home as well at some point, but not quite yet. I'm getting there. And I think, yeah, that's community is like the most important thing, right? And keeps us keeps us healthier, and having that support was something that we do with my Reiki master hosts a Reiki share, usually monthly. So we all come in and chat about what's going on in our lives, and then we work on each other. And we don't pay anything. We just do that. And that's another great way to receive, but also to have that community and to have that opportunity to practice and learn from each other as well.
Yeah. And have you been to the Sisterhood of Healing at Tina's at all?
Not yet.
Okay.
I've heard her talk about it a little bit, so I'll have to check that one out.
Because she does love donations. So whatever you feel like donating, and hopefully you'll be able to do that at your place, because
That would be beautiful. Yeah.
and you already said you're a baker and you do teas and stuff like that. So if I'm going to a place that has snacks like that, I'm definitely going to be donating money to it to help keep it going. So, yeah, hopefully that'll happen soon. I know you were talking about Lynn having a woman's circle. Is she continuing that, or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I am not sure about the invitation process, if it's kind of like whoever her spirit guides say, or if everyone's just welcome. I have met several new people. I've only been to 3 so far, I think. So our next one is actually this Sunday.
Okay.
So I can get more information about that and see if that's something that we're able to share.
Yeah, I understand completely, and I've met Lynn before, and lovely soul. She's just a a very beautiful person, but a lovely soul as well. And and I know it's not that she's protective, but she's selective.
And it's in her home, and it's
Yes.
a small space. And so, I understand needing to maybe limit also um, who how many people are invited because of that, and even
Right.
the parking situation and stuff with the
Yes.
condo. So,
I know, and parking situation in any subdivision around here, whether it's a condo complex or apartment complex, very picky. You
yes.
got to be. I know because straight back from one entrance is one of my spots, and I do not care for anybody parking in there at all. And I saw a guy park one place and then he moved into that, and I look at him. He was carrying a bag out, and it's like, oh, you're just dropping off. Okay, you're good. And he goes, but do you know where this particular one is? I go, oh yeah, it's facing the street that way, and if you go straight ahead, you'll find it. But everything happens for a reason. So if you're not invited to her place because of parking or whatever, you weren't meant to be there at that time. So I understand that completely. And that was like seeing you at Scott's house, divine timing. And I
Yeah,
trust it beyond anything because I know that everything happens for a reason.
absolutely.
Yep. And have to share with Kristen, for Kristen, I keep hearing Joan of Arc regarding you, Kristen.
Mm.
There's a protection and understanding from her to and for Kristen that she carries that lineage. Oh, congratulations. And you are the last name, and I don't know where you got that last name, if it's your main name or not, but that's very French.
Hmm. Yep, and it is my birth name.
Okay. So Jonah Joan of Arc is with her. It may sound crazy, but look into it.
I
Have
will.
you have you looked into it at all or heard anything?
I haven't yet. Mm-mm.
No.
Or I mean, not in years, and so I'll tap in and see if she's there.
No, that's
Thank
great.
you.
I think that's pretty good. And it's 5 till. We'll take a break here in a minute. Um, and anybody else who would like a reading, we have Harley's already put in her notice. Brenda, Angie, and I know Angie's working, and unfortunately, she has to do work stuff instead of listening um, and participating in today's show. But you know, anyway, that does happen to some people. She doesn't care for that. She'd rather be able to enjoy life to work. We all would, right? And Sandra, if you have any questions, and usually about this time we get a flood of new people coming in because they're here for the readings. So hopefully they'll come in shortly as well.
Okay.
Is there any other? Oh, I know you talked about your nephews. They wanted me to talk about nephews. So you have at least one sister. You have nephews.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a sister that lives with you too, or is it just you?
I have a roommate that lives with
Roommate.
me. We met working for Feed My Starving Children
Oh,
on the mobile pack team. So she still works there and she travels a lot for work. So she's in and out.
that is another coincidence because on what was it, Monday? Yeah, Monday, my granddaughter went and worked in Tempe
Oh,
at
how
a
fun.
warehouse there to do that. And now my son, my granddaughter, and I will be doing more of that to help out. So,
Yes, I love Feed My Starving Children, and the mobile pack team goes and hosts events all over the country. So wherever you guys are at, you have to check it out, fmsc.org, and see if there's anywhere close to you to get out and pack meals. You're essentially scooping vitamins, soy, rice, and veggies into little bags and then heat sealing them, and those get shipped to other countries to feed them. We don't send it to the US because people are picky and don't want to eat that stuff here, but I've tasted it and it tastes great. But it's a really beautiful organization. Definitely recommend volunteering for.
can you give that to me again?
fmsc.org.
FMSC. Okay, there you go, everyone. So it's in the chat. You just click on that link and that'll get it taken care of. I did not make QR codes for your websites yet. I just found out the Valley Well House recently, so I wasn't able to do that. I might be able to do that while you're doing the reading so that you have QR codes that everybody can link into as well. Unfortunately, codes aren't translated into a link anymore. Who knows? Maybe Restream has changed things again and it might work this time. I don't know. We'll just try. Oh, and KK is in. KK is in Oregon. She has 5 horses. So, and she's usually at Tuesday night class too. But she has a son that is very active and does things like that. And welcome in, KK. And this is Kristen. Hopefully you've read her description. And when you're ready for a reading, let me know. And we will be taking 1 minute break right now. So here we go. If I can find the right one. There you go. Well, someone has uh, stopped in. Get a little shorter.
Hello, hello.
Oh,
This
fine.
way. I
There
gotta
you
get
go.
lined up. Okay.
Hello, Scott.
Hi, Anna.
It's psychic. It's the psychic plumber, everyone.
How being plumber.
He just, huh?
Have fun.
You too. He just had a meeting with his networking group, and he's came back so he can go to the next job. So okay, let's see. Julia, not sure if it's just my end, but the chat is on delay. Chat is always on delay, Harley, some more than ever. Last week, last Friday, Kay Neeson was delayed. She was about 15 minutes behind us. There was a glitch and she never caught back up. So it was quite hilarious. We're talking, what are you talking about? Oops. And my son is calling me right now. So we're going to go with Harley on a question, and I'm going to be right back. Go ahead.
Right.
What's your question, Harley?
Do you have a specific question or just want a general reading, Harley? We're dealing with the lag in the chat now. Well, I'll just start by saying that tuning in, I was getting like a tightness in the chest. Like maybe there's some grief or anxiety going on there right now.
You're reading Harley.
Yep, let's see. I asked if there's a specific question. Oh, general reading. There we see. Okay. Yeah, so I'm getting the chest tightness and like there's some grief or anxiety going on, but that grounding into the earth right now will help you with that. I don't know if you have any grass accessible or available, but that's what I'm saying is getting your bare feet on the grass.
I don't know how much grass is available in Massachusetts,
Right.
right?
I know.
It's almost like you have to have an indoor grounding grass mat.
Right. Funny. I was seeing like more like a mini pool and like growing grass in it, like you're, having that space inside so that you can have it even during the winter. Take that how you will, but
Anything else for Harley?
let's see.
Okay.
There's something that you need to speak right now. Something that's kind of irritating you, not a big irritation, but it's something that's kind of irritating you and you need to speak it and don't hold on to that. And sit in meditation as much as you can. It's like you need to clear your thoughts. I think there's just a lot going on up here that meditating will help. And get that you're kind of swinging back and forth between a decision right now. But it's time to make that decision. And that will propel you forward quickly. And I see you taking a trip sometime soon.
Hmm?
I said, I see you taking a trip sometime soon. And purple flowers wherever you're traveling to. Okay. Any other questions, Harley? You would ask specifically? Or does that resonate?
And she said recently she heard that people can get a tub and put dirt and grass in it.
How funny. I've never thought about that before. I just saw that and I was like, yeah, that could work.
It would be very calming for animals too, dogs
Mm-hmm.
and cats, to be able to have something green to lay on,
Yeah, absolutely. And just
not just
even
people.
seeing the color green is so helpful for our heart chakra, especially.
And for those of you who don't know, the color of the heart chakra is green. So,
Yes.
okay. All right. So, Sandra's your next.
Okay.
Oh,
Mm,
Googling states with purple flowers, lol. Yes, definitely resonates.
love it. All right, Sandra, the first thing I'm getting is not everything is black and white. You don't need to fear being soiled. Um, so maybe whatever this is about, it's you're seeing it as black and white and something that may be negative to you, but you don't need to fear it. Fear it being a negative thing. Not everything's black and white. There are gray areas, and everything's a spectrum. Between really in frequency between love and fear. So there's never any one way or the other. And whatever this is that you're afraid of is going to soil you in a way or make you dirty, less clean, whatever. It's not going to. You do not need to be afraid of that. You are bridging something for people. Mm. You are a bridge for people that you may think are soiling you, but they're not having that effect on you. Your frequency, your aura is stronger and more powerful, and so you're having an effect on them instead. You're benefiting them for the better and helping them to clean up. They're not making you dirty by being that bridge for them. Yeah, you just really need to tap into source and allow yourself to be that channel and get yourself out of the way and don't worry about it. Does that resonate for you?
Waiting for a response. We love that.
there's anything else for Sandra. It's all connected. There's a thread running through all of it.
And she says, thank you, Kristen.
You're welcome.
All right. Who we have next? Brenda. Brenda, is there any question that you may have? I know you guys talked last night, but is there anything? And yes, she can relate to it. Okay, good.
Beautiful. All right, Brenda.
And Brenda, if you're still here, then K, and then Kayk, and then KK. Miss Carrie after that. Anybody else on here that wants a reading, please post something so that we can see that. Makes sense. Sandra says as well. Okay.
Brenda, I'm still getting the feeling that you need to cry about something. So probably haven't since last night, since we chatted, but I'm getting that feeling. Okay, and you said you're good, so
She's still processing it. Okay,
yep.
or needs to process it.
Cry, let it out. All right.
And remember, crying is cleansing, people.
Mm-hmm.
Don't feel bad about it. Don't feel I'm weak because I'm crying and all that stuff, because that's not true.
And like I mentioned earlier, water is a medium for spirit, for energy in general, right? So that's, we can also be releasing emotions that way through crying.
Yeah.
Okay. Number K.
And that's KK. Kay, are you here? Kay Neeson, are you still here? We're going to go ahead and go to KK, but
Okay.
but Kay, if you get, she had a hard time last Friday. That's where I'm kind of laughing. That if you want a reading, please let me know.
Oh, it looks like she said hello. Okay.
Okay.
All right. KK.
Oops, I didn't mean that one. I meant to do the I'd love a reading. There you go.
KK, I'm getting that you are going through something that's a bit of a challenge, but it's fun. It's not a scary or difficult challenge. It's a fun challenge. And it's going to be moving around a lot of things for you. Just make sure to ground yourself because of all of the change that is occurring because of this. So as you're going through this challenge, as you're having fun and it's keeping you up and out of the house and doing things, make sure you're staying grounded right now. And that can be through things that you're eating. Even root vegetables are really helpful for grounding. And then I'm just getting that you have fairies around you.
Cool.
Yeah, almost like little fairy godmothers, and they're just giving you little blessings here and there that are just popping up. So you can thank your fairies for those. And I feel just like a excitement, whatever you're doing right now. It's a very exciting kind of thing. Love that.
The song, "The Change Will Do You Good." Yeah. Yeah. All of us get music in our heads. So cool. Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah, and the last thing is that something is coming up. It's not something that you need to speak, but something that you're going to be sharing is coming up. Oh, how cool. You're so welcome.
I'm not to interrupt, but KK, look for mushrooms around the barn and everything. Old wood, they're saying as well, because where there's fairies, there are mushrooms, and where there's mushrooms, there's fairies.
Beautiful.
All right. And unless K pops in, that's the only ones we have on coming in. I was going to get a hold of Victor to see where he is and a few other people.
You can just tap in and see if there's anything for anyone that's here. You can just share. Somebody needs to drink more water. Yep, if that's you, make sure you're.
I
Well,
always have it with me. That's why I'm saying it.
in the desert, at least, our goal should be our body weight in ounces, which is a lot more probably than we're drinking. But somebody here really needs to focus on their hydration right now. And coming back to that, we were saying that water is a medium, and so it's the more hydrated you are, the more accessible you are to spirit as well.
And I've heard that before, that you should drink your weight in ounces. And I just calculated mine is right around a gallon anyway. So it's like, that's what my goal is to drink all the time.
Perfect.
So excited for you. Can't. What do you have found in the fairies? Yep.
Love that.
Oh, okay. Mama Chicas and little ones. I was just thinking about them earlier because I got to go see Mama Chica and yes, little one too. But the other one is girly, right?
Cute.
Her horses. And Mama Chica, I interviewed KK one day, and Mama Chica was all excited to meet me. So I can't wait to go meet her.
Oh,
Sorry,
fun.
that's.
No, you're good.
And anytime you're out there with the horses and can talk to us, I'll send you a link, and we'd love to hear from them anytime. So that's always open for you. So besides the water, is there anything else for the collective or an individual in this collective?
Someone's on a not time limit, uh, time frame. It's not like they're running out of time right now, but there's limited time for something that's going on here.
And welcome in, Davy.
I'm getting that it's this time of darkness that you're in. It's limited. It's not going to last forever. It's not going fast, but it's not going to last forever.
So this too shall pass.
And I have that tattooed on my arm right here. That's funny.
Remind yourself. Okay.
Davey.
And yeah, Davy Jones had just came in. Like I said, there's usually a bunch will come in.
Perfect. All right, let's see. I'm getting that you need more sweetness in your life, Davy. And that can just be simple things, whether it's a sweet treat, or, and not necessarily, unhealthy things. First thing that came to mind was cornbread, which is kind of funny, but the sweetness of cornbread, but yeah, treating yourself, enjoying the little glimpses of spring. Doesn't have to be physically spring, but things that as you're coming out of this winter, little glimmers of spring, of brightness, and just holding on to those, and that sweetness. I don't know if you like running, or if you feel like you're running from something. Maybe both. But you got to take the time to turn around and face it. And then that will be very transformative for you. And don't be afraid of it. Red things are going to be helpful and supportive for you. So like red foods, red flowers, wearing a red shirt. Red is the color of the root chakra. So kind of coming into that safety in your own body, I think, is what's needed here. And remembering to fuel yourself well. What you're putting into your body is important and will determine how far you get, because you need the proper fuel, physically, food, and with the community that you're in, people that you're hanging around. And do some energy clearing. Use the water and release anything that isn't yours to carry anymore, because it's not yours to carry anymore.
Ooh. We'll ask that question in just a second, Cinder.
Okay. I think that's all I have for Davy.
Okay, good. Hope that helps, Davy. And this is what Sandra's asking for her daughter.
A truck went into her car. Yeah, my immediate intuition is that she needed to slow down, not driving, but something going on in her life right now, that she was going in a way that maybe wasn't the most supportive to her, down a path that wasn't the most supportive to her, and that this is slowing her down to think about that and really see where she wants to go instead of rushing into things. Let's see if there's anything else. Sandra's daughter. I'm not sure if you're familiar with arnica, montana. It's homeopathy, but it's also a plant, an herb, and that's for healing acute injuries, and that will be really supportive to her right now. You can get it at most health food stores in the homeopathy section. And I'm just getting that it's breaking things up in kind of a scary, chaotic way, but it's for the better. It's going to bring something beautiful together eventually.
Wow.
Wow. That's beautiful. So yeah, maybe that's, it seems chaotic right now, but it's going to pull you guys back together. So that's kind of what I was saying is like a blender and things in the blender. And so it's, you know, creating something that once it's all blended together is, wow, this is the best smoothie I've ever had. And it's all these different fruits and vegetables and things, Seems chaotic when it goes in, but it comes out as a beautiful tool for healing.
Anyone else with any questions? A second question. And a lot of what you said about the collective readings or for the individuals within, Harley was saying a lot of that resonated with her too.
Let's see if there's anything. Thank you, Harley.
Yes, hopefully she'll come back on Tuesday or even
Yes.
Monday if she gets a chance.
Yes. I will as often as I can. Let's see if there's anything else for the collective here. Getting like collecting rainwater. House clearing, like clearing the energy of your home is important. The organite pieces help with that. Saging, I like to remind people when they sage to open a door or window and have your intention of it leaving. There's a lot of people that just see, oh, I need to sage, and they go do that and they don't open anything, and then they have more issues, right? Because you've stirred them up and didn't give them anywhere to go. So maybe some clearing practices in your home. The salt, again, you can put in doorways. You can use essential oils even to anoint like windows. The highest frequency essential oils are frankincense, black Idaho blue spruce. Yeah, Idaho blue spruce, frankincense, and cedarwood. And so those are good ones. Obviously, frankincense, we know, is a great oil for anointing, but you can use that, around your home, putting it on doors, windows. Just remembering that our homes are affecting us as well, and creating that space and cleansing the energy there as well. Especially if you have people coming in and out, remembering after you've had guests to clear the space of any residue energy that they may have brought in and didn't realize that they left there. That's beautiful, Sandra. There's something coming up around the curve. You're coming up on an opportunity. Make sure you're paying attention to the road and you're not distracted by the things around you so that you don't end up going off the side of the hill.
Wow. And yes, welcome in, Mr. Victor from Sweden.
Hello.
And he's utilizing dragon blood and cedar wood.
Oh, beautiful. Love that. Rosemary is going to be very helpful for somebody here in clearing. Even just carrying rosemary with you or having it in a little pouch or something that you can smell. It's helpful for clearing your mind also. And grounding. Mm-hmm. Marion, keep your wings out of the water.
Keep your wings out of the water?
Yeah. It's like that will... It's about like being on the surface of something and not getting too entrenched in it because that will weigh you down. And that your purpose is from that surface level in this situation. Yes, basil is a great one too. Yeah. Thank God.
Yeah. Saw that.
Someone has light flowing through their veins. You're very powerful. And that's just the Christ light. It's literally flowing through your veins. It moves you very quickly in life, but it's very protected. You're very protected. You move smoothly, even though it's very fast. And sound healing, using sound is very important for keeping you clear. And keeping that Christ light in your veins clear and flowing using sound. Someone feels like they're in a space of not necessarily darkness, but that they don't see a path. They don't see a clear way forward. Nothing really makes sense right now. Whoever you are, close your eyes and look to your left. And there will be a message there for you. A sign. That will give you direction. Okay, let's see. Anything else for anyone else? Seeing a ladybug. And the idea here is just freedom. So seeing ladybugs and remembering that you are free. Okay.
And Sarah Gupta is in. Gupta is in India.
Hello. Okay. Let's see. Sarah, what's your dad's name?
Uh,
Sarah Gupta.
I don't know how to pronounce his first name. I just call him Gupta.
Okay.
Yeah, give us, if you could, give us your father's first name. I know you've given it to me before, but I don't hold on to it. So. Hi, Gupta. Could you type in your father's first name, please? Gupta. Mukesh.
Okay. Let's see. I've never left you. You are my precious one. I'm so proud of you. When you felt like you were trapped, I was there to help you out. Talk to me anytime. I'm here whenever you need me. I will leave you signs. Look for coins. And don't forget to say thank you for those coins to your dad.
I know you don't utilize pennies, but we call them pennies from heaven and all that stuff. So.
Beautiful. seeing a list of things, the things that you want to accomplish. But make sure those are all for you, not for anybody else. You might need to refine your list. I don't know if it's raining today anywhere for anybody here. But if it is, get outside and smell the aromas of the plants, the volatile substances coming off of the plants from the rain. And that will be helpful and healing to you. Is those smells from the nature around you. Maybe someone's maybe traveling to or has plans to this summer go to like a beach home, like literally right on the water. And you are like a pearl, this person, whoever's going to be on the beach house this summer. You're like a pearl. And what that's a tiny piece of sand that gets trapped in these clams and it turns into this beautiful thing, right? So maybe you've been trapped somewhere in life, but it's creating something beautiful. And just make sure that even if you feel trapped where you're at situationally, that you're staying fluid and in movement in any other ways that you can. So physically, make sure you're learning right now still. That even if you're stuck in a situation, you can still be growing, right, through all of that. You can still be learning things, and maybe you can't physically offer what that is right now, but that's not the point. You need to develop this first, and then you will be able to expose it and share that, what you've learned and the gifts and the wisdom that you've gotten through this time. Mm. I just feel called with Sandra, what you're sharing, we can now call in Archangel Raphael and his healing angel armies to surround Sandra's daughter-in-law and to help her heal. Yeah. I'm seeing the leaves of the oleander. And right now the oleanders are all blooming around us like crazy. But this is specifically about the leaves. Mm. Whoever this is feels like others around them are blossoming and they're waiting for their moment. But just be patient. Everything happens in different timing for everybody. And we don't know what other people are going through at any moment. And, we might see the beautiful flowers that somebody is sharing. They're good moments only, but we don't see the pain going on as well. So hold on to that even if you feel like you're behind and you're blossoming and you're blooming, you're not.
Wow.
It's beautiful.
We do need more people helping out.
Mm-hmm. Yes, while I didn't feel like I was helping in that capacity, it is absolutely a necessary position that we need people in, because there are acute things like breaking your leg in situations that herbs and Reiki aren't going to cut it for. And sometimes you need to have your bones reset. So it's very important.
Western medicine is still important with their diagnostic abilities and setting bones and stuff like that. Definitely.
Right. Mm. Very cool. Raphael is one of my favorites.
Especially as a healer that you are.
Yes.
And his color is green also.
Ah, I didn't know that. I'm not as clairvoyant.
Well, I'm not seeing it, but I've heard it, and I've asked him to bring in green elixirs and different things, and it's helped heal people. So I know it's green. So
Love that. Right. See if there's anything else here for the collective. Things are sprouting up. Coming out of the winter. Obviously, physically we are, but somebody here, spiritually, emotionally as well, is coming out of that winter and is starting to see new life sprouting up. And make sure you're nurturing that and protecting it. Seeing like new grass once you've just seeded, and keeping the birds off of it, right? And not letting them disturb, so that you don't have holes in your grass and patchy. But just being, protective of that new growth that's happening in you right now. Maybe not sharing it, just keeping it to yourself to nurture it for now. Because other people will take advantage of that and try and siphon your energy and take from you. But you need that energy right now. It's really important for you to stay focused on yourself and stay protective of yourself. And that time will come to share with others. Someone needs to detox through sweating. So maybe really hot baths are good for that. Even making some peppermint or ginger or both tea before, drink that, and then take a hot bath, or drink that before bed with lots of heavy blankets. And that will help you sweat out whatever it is that you need to detox, get out of your body.
And in Arizona, all you have to do is turn off the air conditioner.
Right.
Sorry, I had to say that.
It's very true. Just go sit outside for a few minutes in the afternoon.
Yep, definitely. Well, we have about 8 minutes left. Is there any last minute stuff? Any announcements you want to make? Yes, Kristen, I felt that tool. Okay, cool. What are you doing? Is there anything special or events you've got going on this weekend or?
And I always have so much going on that I'm like living day to day. I'm like, what do I have going on? Gotta pull out my calendar and figure it out. We have the Women's Circle with Lynn is on Sunday this weekend. I'm in my herbal certification course right now, and so Saturday I will be at the herb shop all day for that.
And which herb shop is that?
Southwest Herb Shop in downtown Mesa. You had a connection there too?
A little bit, yes. Yeah, and I can't remember who their names are going next week. Actually, Rosalba or Rose, she does moringa.
Yes,
She
she's
grows,
teaching a class. Yes.
and she will be in. I will interview her next Wednesday.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, she popped in this last weekend to share a little bit about moringa with us and to share about her class that she has coming up. Yeah.
Okay, good. I'd love to take her moringa class too.
And it grows everywhere here in Arizona. It's a great one, and a super easy, accessible herb. If you just chew on some of the leaves, it will get rid of a migraine. And so it's like you don't have to dry it and make a tea, make a tincture or anything. It's just pull the leaves right off, chew on them, and it's already helping you. So moringa is a cool one.
And every part of moringa is edible and gives benefits. It's very beneficial no matter what part you eat.
Yep.
Roots, bark, leaves. They even have a fruit. Is that true? Some kind of pod or something.
So the seed pod, which I guess is, usually the fruit. So it's like a long, almost like the length of a banana. And it splits the way a banana splits. I don't know if you've ever kind of split it into like thirds before a banana. But the moringa pod does the same thing. So it opens into thirds that are kind of like little triangle pieces that all go into the cylinder. And the seed pod, the seeds are in there.
And there might be some mediumship, maybe not classes, but possibly, but what do they call it? Not gallery.
Everything Just Rocks?
No, at Southwest Herbs.
Oh, okay. Yep, there's lots of things going on right now. There's different plant walks, there's different classes, there's introduction to herbs. So if you don't want to do the whole certification class yet, you can come in just for one day, the kind of introduction, and see if that's something you want to pursue more. My Reiki masters work out of Southwest Herb Shop, so they're always available for teaching Reiki and also for sessions. There's massage therapist there and a chiropractor that works out of the shop now as well, who I will recommend, even though I work for chiropractors. There's a little bit of a difference with her where she does intuitive adjustments, and she uses her psychic mediumship abilities in these adjustments as well. So she may say, you're carrying this ancestrally here. Let's release it, and using the emotion code to release as well. And so there's just a great community happening out of Southwest Herb Shop, and it's where I found a lot of my community and been introduced to a lot of people, and met Lynn there in the class for Reiki. And
Oh,
yeah,
I didn't know
So-
Lynn was over there. Cheryl is the manager, and we are
mhm.
talking with her about platform mediumship, an author showcase. What was the other one? Oh, and having Scott do channeling over there. So
That'd be
I'm
great.
definitely talking to them about that. Was away for a month because helping my brother out in Long Beach, and so going to get back into promoting all these people and their writings and their books and what we all do, the mediumship, platform mediumship and stuff like that. So we should be doing a lot more things with Southwest Herbs in the near future, which is great
Beautiful.
because you're part of the community now. So
Yes,
we're building it every day.
very exciting.
So that is so neat that you're there too. It is like herb shop, and it was like, oh, it's got to be Southwest.
Yep. I
There's
love
a
it
couple
there.
other ones, but that's one of the larger ones.
Right, and with the space in the back for community and for these different kind of gatherings, it makes a huge difference. I think bringing people in and giving them opportunities to learn and to create friendships and stuff, instead of just coming in and getting your herbs and leaving. There's more to it, and it's beautiful.
It's a nice community. It really is. And when you finish the certification, will you be an apprentice?
I hope to. Yes, it's my
Okay.
goal.
Because they have a lot of apprentices that have been students,
Mhm.
and they've learned a lot, but they keep teaching and they keep learning every day. So it's great.
Yes.
Really great. And I would like to thank everybody for coming in today. And Kristen, thank you so much for
Thank
having
you.
that space open for me. And you didn't even know it was for,
Right?
for all of us here. So thank you. And I can't wait to see you over at Southwest Herbs. Monday night classes up at Tina's. So I know we're going to be building our community, all of us. Hopefully, I'll see Lynn pretty soon too. It'll be nice to see her again.
Yes.
So thank you so much for being here. And if you can hold on just a minute, thank you guys for coming in. It's always a pleasure to see you and to feel your energy. So have a great rest of the week, and I will see you on Friday. Again, we don't know if Angie and Don will be on tonight, but keep an eye out for them. I know all of you got readings here today, and maybe even more than you expected. So thank you so very much. Glowing in that you're both
Thank you.
glowing with divine. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a good one. I'm going to do the happy birthday on our way out. Here you go.